I wanted to switch over to open office myself too, so a lot of this stuff with open office is actually helpful.
Yeah, it looks like they're very much the same. There are small differences. It turns out that even though it looked good for me in open office, when I reloaded it back this morning, I saw the exact same thing you guys were talking about last night. So
right.
I had to go about fixing that.
Right. Now we did establish that the receipts were all supposed to be going to each individual vendor separately. You couldn't put all the like a Walmart had to stay all Walmart, and like Target had to be all Target.
That's true, but they don't go to there. They're sent to the Federal Reserve Bank as trade acceptances. Right.
Well, I knew where to send them. I just wanted to make sure that I was doing it right. Okay.
Right.
I thought I heard that we were supposed to separate the companies.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I did it right. Okay, good.
One question I had is a guy has $16,000 in receipt from the post office, and I presume the dealer is just that post office at that zip code.
Right.
So it should be straightforward and nothing different.
So if it's a different post office, should it be? Because what if you use various different post offices?
That's a good question. To make it simple, could probably separate them.
Right. Well, that's what I did, but I wasn't sure if that was, overkill or not.
Okay.
For all those certified mailings we did before, I did some of them at one post office and some other ones at another post office. And
okay, well, it's an inconvenience, but that way you got it covered. It could be that we could combine them, but rather than risk that, just do them separately.
Right. Yeah. Well, I did separate them anyway, so either way. So it says certificate of mailing number. That's a number that we create, right? That's not through the post office.
No. Right now we're sending things certified mail. That's right up.
Oh, we are? Again, okay.
No, we're sending it out under certificate of mailing.
Certificate of mailing, okay.
Yes, you assign your own number on the certificate of mailing. See, that number doesn't get recorded, okay? You take it into the post office and they'll charge you about $1.30 or something like that to do it.
Yes.
But they don't record that number anywhere. So what good is taking it into the post office when you are a postmaster, you have your own post box, and basically you can put a 3-cent stamp on there and save $1.30.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't really accomplish anything more, but now you have something that says you basically mailed that on this date.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have to disprove that.
So we record it like in our own book or something.
Yeah.
On our list.
You
okay, yeah.
Take a copy.
That's what I thought.
You keep the receipt, that 3817 form.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, you put it from you and to them, and then you put a 3-cent stamp on it, and then sign and date it, put your thumbprint on it, whatever you want to do on top of the stamp, so that you have basically stated that you did mail that date. You deposited it into the mailbox.
Right. Good news, Patrick. That letter that we drew up before for the mortgage. I sent it in. My case is closed. The foreclosure case is closed.
Yeah, it's going to, when we start hammering these things and see all these numbers, they're all 9-digit numbers. And what Chris came up with was that basically the state is using these as a charitable trust. I don't know. Are you online, Chris?
I don't see him yet.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he came up with that they're using these as charitable trusts, and they're controlled by the Attorney General of the state. Well, they're really secret charitable trust. SECRETE trust. Okay, you got to have the E on the end of secret.
Right.
Okay, and that means that they are hiding that away from you. They set up these charitable trusts holding our assets, depriving the assets from us, and also hiding it away from the law enforcement agencies so that they don't have to pay the taxes.
Right.
Because they're the trustees, they're the beneficiaries and the trustees of these secret charitable trusts. Now, most all of these things are 9-digit numbers in the QSIP system. Okay? There's a document out there about QSIP numbers on the site. Well, everybody's been thinking that number on the back of your Social Security card goes to, like, F goes to Atlanta. Well, there's another possibility of looking at this from a slightly different aspect. That letter in front of those other 8 digits is really a foreign QSIP number. And that stands for France. It's another means of them to hide the assets away from the people. By having a foreign trust set up.
Hi, Thomas.
Hi, we're going.
Hey.
So I would list that number on the back of the Social Security as another account number and list it as a foreign account number. And then if your number is F, it stands for France.
My letter is F, too.
Yeah, so basically it's been slipped in through a French organization in the banking cartel of the system.
What about the other numbers, the other letters?
Well, you'd have to look up what they are, okay? If you get that, and there's, they're called, not QSIP numbers, but they're called just a second, foreign CINS numbers.
Huh.
CINS.
Yes. QSIP, International
Numbering system.
Yeah, securities number.
Okay. BCIS.
And I think that's what they did with those numbers on the back of the Social Security card. And then, see, they claimed that all assets, that all debt is really owed out of the country. Yeah, it's owed out of the country, and then it's owed back into the country from these foreign trusts. And see, that was a means to hide it away. So, they're hiding it from the law enforcement. You need to take your numbers and file a complaint, these 9-digit numbers, file a complaint with the FBI and the CID. This is what we were looking for to try and go to the CID, but we didn't have all the right information about the total fraud that was taking place. There's a couple other items, the words that people need to understand. You need to go into the dictionary and look up the word seat, S-E-A-T, and seated, okay? And then lapsed, L-A-P-S-E, lapsed land in Ballantyne's dictionary, Bouvier's, Anderson's. I don't think you'll find too much of it in Bouvier's. They're a piece of shit. Black. No, they're basically, they are. And see, that's what the court tries to claim that they use in most cases is Bouvier's, because they've left out a lot of the key words in the process. And then they claim that this is the law dictionary they're using. Yeah, they're using a law dictionary that's missing half the damn law words. All for their own benefit, to hide it away from you. You need to ask your question, why? And I said this for about the last 10 years. We're supposed to read the Bible as a little child, and a little child always asks the question, why, Mommy? Why, Daddy? Of course, Mommy and Daddy didn't know shit, so they sent Johnny off or Susie off saying, oh, it's just that way, you just got to accept it. Talk about a piece of bullshit. Parental guidance. But they claimed that they knew everything because they were the parents. Yeah. Still got one that's that way, too. But yeah, secret. And then basically when you look up the definition of seated, you have to be seated in your office. Seated basically refers to you have to have taken up residency. And see, this is one of the key things about the Patriot community was that they tried to refuse residency. To have control of your seat of office, you have to have declared residency. As an American citizen, you have taken up a residence in America. Also in land. And see, this is where, basically, back at the start of the country, when they granted land out, the people had 3 years to either take up residency on the land or cultivate the land for a profit. They were given a grace period of 2 years for a total of 5 years later on, okay? Now, the same thing holds true today. With the mortgage you got, you basically had to come in that first 3 years and declare your residency of ownership of that property. And then at the end of 3 years, it would have been fully yours. See, I told you, the law is in the dictionaries. You just have to look and find out what the words say. The same thing is stated in lapsed land. A lapsing in time, okay, is the 3-year period for your estate, for your trust, your inheritance, 21 years. Military, DD 214, lapsed time period there is the age of 25. Everything else out here is basically they're operating under total fraud, under fictitious items, which are basically imaginary. You have to come in, and they are a nuisance. And they are a criminal nuisance in their operation. They are committing moral turpitude. In their items. You have to basically grant the FBI and the CID access to your accounts for a full-scale investigation of criminal activity by the state issuing agencies. Like I said all along, the traffic ticket was supposed to be paying, or the driver's license was supposed to be paying the traffic tickets. It's in a charitable trust. The trust was supposed to be paying for it. So the court is the trustee. You have to surrender that driver's license to the court and say, here, you pay the bill out of the trust. You are the grantor, the bailor, in the initial action of that. See how this is all falling together? And it's not that complicated. You don't use state forms or anything like that. You stand your ground. When you have claimed your office, your seated office, and just like in the household, where does the father normally sit? He sits at the head of the table. Well, you're supposed to be the master, so you're supposed to be taking your seat at the head of the table. Your table of authority. So, you get that document that I had yesterday, you turn around, you put, instead of just American owner in there, you put American seated owner. I think I already had lapsed time addressed in the last document, but if not, read the definition about dissolution and or dissolve. It was in there about lapsed time. When you look and read these definitions, if there's another word in that definition that you are not sure of, and never be sure of any word, you take a good look at that other word in how it is really being used So you break out the dictionary and go look up that word. I don't know what more I can say about this thing. Okay?
Hey, Patrick, I got a question.
Yeah.
American owner, is that better to put than true owner?
As what?
Is there a difference if you put that or if you put true seated owner?
American?
Yeah.
Seated owner. You're an American. Okay? That separates you. See, that's what was identified in the Expatriation Act, 1868, was American citizen. It wasn't United States citizen. It was American citizen. Why did they do it that way? Well, because they knew that there was going to be a confusion in using United States later on, because they were already in the process of setting this foreign corporation, United States, up. So therefore, there was going to end up being two United States here in this country. This is all being done by the bankers. The whole QSIP number system is controlled by the American Bankers Association. That is a non-governmental organization. And yet they control all the numbers out here for all the government organizations, too. The bankers do. And I should have gotten a reply today from the Federal Reserve Bank, one way or the other. Hands up, hands down, no hands or whatever. I didn't get shit. Okay, no phone call, nothing in the mailbox, nothing. Because they don't want to basically address anything to me.
I heard if you don't get any reply, silence is golden. That means you hit it.
Sure. Yeah, they're the ones that are in violation of the law now. Okay? They have broken the 3-day rule. Did we not send something into the bank? A bank has to basically either accept it or reject it within 3 days.
Well, that can be construed as acceptance then, right?
Yes. And see, this goes all the way back into, I forget which dictionary had it in, about the 3-night rule. Okay, after 3 nights in an inn, basically now the innkeeper is responsible for the actions of the guest. And that was all the way back to about 1100 A.D. by Saint Ignatius or somebody out of the church, which basically he was just reiterating what was already in the Bible. But he was just putting it into common lay terms at that point in time. Has anybody heard from Steve out in California?
No.
Hey, I'm on the phone today.
Oh, you are? We were trying to get a hold of you. Gail was worried about you. Thought you might be in jail or something.
Right, I was helping somebody move, and I wasn't near any computers or phones. I talked to her earlier.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I'd put the word out if something happened.
Okay.
I'm all right.
Okay. Got to check on the group every once in a while.
I wish I got beamed up, really, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Got to catch the right ride.
All right, down? Okay.
Hey, what you were talking about Chris's charitable trust, I remember him saying the same thing before, too. That's how they've hidden everything.
Yeah, but you got to put that word secret in front of it. Okay? That really clarifies it because, just a second. Okay. Yeah, I'll get with you on the milk or so there. Well, next time Mom needs stuff, so. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. About 4 or 5 years ago, the state chief district judge, I approached him and then basically mentioned the word secret. Well, when I said that, basically, he went sort of just blank. I knew I'd touched a very key point. Now, if I would have said Secret Charitable Trust, basically, that would have been it. He would have known I had him. Because secret is when they are hiding something away, not only from the owner, but from the law enforcement agencies by not paying their taxes on what they gain as a benefit out of the trust. And see, they're turning around and getting us to make the payments for them. And then the same thing, and using, I think, these foreign accounts, which is that number on the back of the Social Security number card. I think in my case it's a France account, not an Atlanta account. We tried that. We never got anything out of that from Atlanta. So I think we need to go to the CID and to the FBI and basically call for a full-scale investigation of our accounts. The FBI is supposed to be over monitoring the government interfaces with the general public when the government officials are violating their own damn laws. And then the CID will come in for basically fraud in the taxing situation. And now we can show them that basically we're not getting the benefit of any of this stuff, that these other guys are really getting the benefit under their charitable trust.
Yeah, it's outright theft.
Yes.
Secret Charitable Trust, right?
Uh-huh. Secret with an E on the end of it.
Right.
Grand theft.
And you should be able to get a fax number. I know there's a fax number for the CID out in San Francisco. And there's also you'd be able to get a fax number and fax this stuff right into the FBI. Take that document that I had Tom post up yesterday, get your account numbers, especially the 9-digit account numbers, and that's the ones that you're claiming the fraud against. Not the certificate of live birth or DD-214. It's all the other 9-digit numbers. And then go in to the website and try and get that QSIP number document that's been out there for eons, addressing the different usages of the numbers within the QSIP numbers even. Like if you have a 9 in the 7th position of your 9-digit number, that means it's being used as a dummy account. If you have a 9 in the 7th digit. Well, my Social Security number does have a 9 in the 7th position. So they're using that also as a dummy account.
So is mine.
And the dummy account is the one that is being set up with that number on the back of the Social Security card. It took them a while to turn around and get to that point of getting the other foreign account number set up. But they set the stage up when they set the initial numbering system up. These guys think in advance in a lot of cases. They do a little bit here, and they may end up dying, and then somebody else comes along and puts the final stages to what they started. That's what this whole banker takeover of America has been. Most of the ones that started the situation are no longer around. And there's been 3 or 4 reiterations of different bankers in the process. Just like in a lot of the movies out there that talk about this same scenario, how they control the population. The guy that originally set the thing up, he's dead years ago, but they've got a fraud sitting in his place. And the people aren't the wiser. They still think that it's the original one that set it up. People are too damn gullible because they never ask the question why. Just go along to get along. The old cowboy song, get along, little doggy. Okay, any questions?
I have a question, Patrick.
Okay.
I have a family issue is always a nightmare. Convincing people to wake up at the same time as you is almost impossible. But My husband is an immigrant. He's been here like 20 years, permanent resident, and he's finally coming around to listening to some of these audios and learning some of this stuff, and he wondered if he would have to send his to his home country because he's got birth certificate and all that.
Did he get naturalized here?
Yeah, he's got naturalization papers. He's not a citizen. He's got permanent resident status.
But he got his naturalization papers.
Yes.
Okay, why hasn't he got his American citizenship papers?
He for a long time said he didn't want to be an American citizen. He always said that being an American citizen was a bad idea.
Well, then basically if he hasn't declared that, then basically he hasn't, I'd have to look and see what his documentation says about naturalization, okay?
Right.
If he surrendered all items from his foreign country, okay, then he should have been made an American citizen, okay? So otherwise he's sort of a half-ass.
Well, they made him, when he renewed his passport, they made him get a new one in his home country.
Okay. So then his account is still in that country.
And so all the accounts that he has here, like bank accounts and Social Security cards and all that stuff.
Yeah, they set up separate accounts, and that they were drawn against what basically that naturalization paper. Let's see, that naturalization paper should still be tied to his foreign assets.
Right.
See, these bankers, they won't miss a trick. They will go after the foreign banking assets also.
Right. I mean, but if you look at all that stuff that comes from immigration, everything looks like a bond. Everything, the paper that they use, and it's all very fancy.
Yeah.
And they all have 9-digit numbers.
And it's a hell of a lot more expensive going through that damn department than any other department out there, too.
Right.
Because now you're dealing with international bonds and everything. But see, we're also dealing with international bonds here, especially if that number on the back of the Social Security card ends up being like a foreign QSIP number. Like, in my case, for France, well, guess what? There's another organization that now comes into play besides the FBI and the CID.
Interpol?
And that's called Interpol.
Yeah.
And they are located in Washington, D.C., too, in the Justice Department. And I've got a fax number for them, too. You can go onto the website and pull that one down. Should be able to find it. And see, I wouldn't have any problem in claiming that basically that number on the back of the Social Security card is really a foreign QSIP number.
I have a naturalization. It says the United States of America certification of naturalization, and it looks like I'm an American.
But does it say citizenship?
Oh, you mean citizenship paper?
You just said it just has naturalization, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
See, you have to, after you get naturalized, I think it's been 7 years or something like that. There's a 7-year time frame. Then you can become a citizen.
Well, what I found out, when my dad did this for us, after 7 years, we had to apply for naturalization.
Okay.
That's
So
what
that should have been your citizenship documentation, because it's 7 years after you come into the country, then you can apply for citizenship.
And I think that's what it is, because I remember being sworn in and everything to get the document.
Okay. And you had to renounce all foreign allegiances.
Yes, I had to, yeah. I was like 17. Okay.
Okay?
Mhm.
Now, it's all in the dictionaries. All of this information is really right in the dictionaries. You don't need to go to half these other damn Mickey Mouse outfit, rinky-dink organizations, because they're going to lead you astray. You want the law? You go to the law dictionaries. And don't rely upon bouviers to tell you anything, because basically they're missing a lot of stuff.
All right, I just looked at another document. So after the naturalization, they send you, like I got naturalized in Suffolk County, Long Island, and they sent me another paper saying, blah, 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 the enclosed certificate of naturalization is one of the most important documents you will ever possess. And then on the second paragraph, it says here, I'd be grateful for any opportunity to be of service to you, my fellow citizens. And it's signed by the county clerk, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, because basically that is giving you your checking account number, your depositary account number here in this country now, with that naturalization number.
Yeah, it does have the registered number or whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's recorded. It's recorded. Okay.
Yeah.
Now they also did a registration of that to create a fictitious bankrupt.
Mhm.
Okay. The fictitious you have to destroy with a dissolution. Okay. So that, instead of where we and most of us are using the certificate of live birth document, you would have to put the naturalization document in there on that document that I had Tom post.
Yeah.
Because that is your depositary checking account. That's the account that they can then draw against. They're using that as the collateral basis.
My God, it's hilarious what they write. I mean, it's 2 paragraphs, and it's like they're telling you in hidden words that, yeah, whatever you want, I can help you with.
Yeah.
You just have to ask.
Well, you guys go ahead and talk for a while. I'll be back on in a little bit.
All right. So who was talking before that's married to an immigrant?
Me, Tawana.
Hi, Tawana. That's
Hi.
interesting. He didn't get a second follow-up document? Because usually when
he's got like a 1-inch folder full of all these bond-looking papers from there. He's just worried that if he surrenders any of this stuff, that they're just going to come and deport him.
But from what country?
Jamaica.
Okay, I'm from Trinidad. All right, so the thing is, if he got his naturalization, that's your citizenship. And what they do is they send you another paper. I don't have the date when they send this, saying.
Well, they offered it. I saw one that said that he's eligible to apply for his citizenship, but he didn't want to be a citizen.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, my dad did this for us because we were all under 21.
Yeah, he said, I don't want to be a citizen.
Good for him.
Yeah, but he doesn't want all his great benefits.
Right. Right.
I think the secret here is that they need to put you into the system to get access to any of your assets wherever you have them around the world. So they are tying the nationalization papers function as a certificate of live birth. Otherwise, if you try to go get a mortgage and all that, they tap your funds through the Social Security transmitting number, and if they weren't tying it to your assets somewhere, they wouldn't do the mortgage and lend you your own money.
I certainly do.
Well, he's gotten credit cards, loans, and stuff, so.
Why wouldn't he do a dual citizenship?
Well, he didn't want to be a citizen of the U.S.
I agree. But
so he wasn't interested.
Okay.
So, I mean, we talked about it like a decade ago, but he wasn't interested. He said, no, I don't want to be a citizen of the U.S. I was like, okay.
Well, I think basically the United States welcomes immigrants of any kind on one side of their face because they can get into their assets, and then on the other side they bitch about all the immigrants.
Mhm. Well, I mean, he hasn't been denied any benefits. I got my cold fingers up. So, I mean, he's gotten credit cards, car loans. We had the mortgage. So, I mean, he runs a business. He's financially connected to this country heavily.
He's in the system.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't imagine that they'd give you all these benefits if you aren't somehow ingrained in it.
Does he have a green card?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
He's got a permanent resident. He's on his second one.
I know, but if he's got a green card, he's in. He's being used. I used to do mortgages. Well, I couldn't do one without a green card.
Right. Okay. Good.
Sorry.
Good. I told him you're already a slave, so he didn't like that idea.
Who's the woman who had submitted some papers and had their case closed?
That was me too. My foreclosure.
What papers did you submit?
It was just that 2-page document that Tom posted in the Yahoo group. It was like basically to the judge. I sent it private to the judge's chambers only, and across the cover page wrote private and confidential for the judge's eyes only. That 2-page document and my declaration of fact that I am the living woman, blah, 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 there's a bunch of fraud going on. And
all right, I'm good, man.
Was that the complaint in the light in the trump card of Trover?
No, it's more recent than that.
Oh.
And that was...
I remember it was a 7-page document, and these were the last 2 pages. I think he had definitions. Let me see what I can look at here.
But I checked the website on Friday, and there's still dates listed in the case for the future, but the case status says closed.
Well, don't believe what they say because they lie all the time.
It's notice of fraud and intent to litigate. That was the document.
That's the title on that document, but that's not the file name it was in.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes they say this case is closed and they're going on with it, and then you're not there, and then they rule against you.
Well, no, that was the one that...
Well, I told them that I'm not under their jurisdiction, so they can't summons me because I'm not a dead spirit.
Okay, so that was the one that had the 2 pages, the conspiracy fraud.
Yeah, that could be it, yes. Alleged conspiracy against America.
What is it? It was together. It was in with the support documents to my alleged charges of governmental department corruption and conspiracy to harm America using international securities. That's the fax cover. And it was in with those trade acceptance.
And it says to the FBI, U.S. Attorney General, and U.S. attorneys. The lead document is I allege conspiracy against America.
Corruption and no. It was with the original Federal Reserve trade acceptance forms that we had.
Yeah, it was
along with some pages from the dictionary.
Notice of fraud and intent to litigate, those 2 pages?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
That's interesting because I used that last year, but I sent it to the bank. I didn't send it directly to the judge. That's what I should have done, huh?
I sent it to the judge. Patrick had said you put it in the private. It's not actually in the case. You send it to the judge and basically let the judge know that if you want to be a party to this fraud, put her on notice, basically. I've sent that along with the declaration of fact, also known as affidavit, that I am the living woman, blah, 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 all the standard mumbo-jumbo. And sent that directly via fax to the judge's chambers, titled it Private and Confidential for the judge's eyes only. And that was on Wednesday. On Friday, the case showed up as closed, and there was supposed to be a hearing on Thursday.
Okay, I found it. I found this. This was a fax to the Interpol. And one fax page, the second page was notice of fraud and intent to litigate.
Right.
And the file name is fax Interpol alleged conspiracy.
Oh, those documents.
So Tom has a copy of all of that?
It's in the Yahoo group.
You have a copy.
What's the date about? What's the date? I'm looking through the June right now.
It wasn't June. It was just like the week before last.
Oh, okay.
July. Yeah, because I sent in a fax the night before. Mine was to go to auction, and mine was a letter of non-consent, and I let them know that it was fraud and conspiracy and that there was no deadline. It stopped it, but they're back at me again. So this is what I need to do then.
They don't quit. So another thing,
Kevin, hi everybody.
Alleged conspiracy against America.
No.
July 10th. Is that it?
It's a support document.
Oh, fax to Interpol. I see it. Alleged conspiracy PDF, July 12th.
Right.
I found it.
Yep. Hi, everybody. Hello, everybody. I'm Kevin.
Hi.
Hi. So someone was saying that they did the same document and they came back at them?
Excuse me?
Someone was saying they did the document with notice intent, fraud notice intent to litigate, and they came back at them. They came back, whatever she sent it to came back at them.
She said she sent something else, and it stopped the sale.
Yeah, it stopped the auction, but they came back at me again the following, about a week or so later.
Maybe you ought to think about doing a fee schedule.
No, I'm not going to do that fee schedule at this point. I'm going to do what she did because I think it has more weight to it.
Right. I sent it, just so you know, to be clear, I sent that document with a declaration of fact, basically an affidavit of truth, saying who I am and blah, blah, blah. Basically let them know that this whole thing is fraud and why I believed it to be so, and that I'm the living woman and I'm not under their jurisdiction. So I can send you a copy of it to the Skype group.
Please.
But I sent that, and I sent it with this 2-page document. along with a fax cover to the judge in private, to the judge's chambers only. I didn't put it into the case. I just sent it to the judge.
That's the important part. Because
Mm-hmm.
if you put it into the case, many times the judges don't even read it.
Right.
So if you put it private, they will read it.
Right. So I wasn't even asking, I mean, because...
Could you post that in the Skype group? Could you post the document or the affidavit in the Skype group?
Yeah. I will. I'll just copy it. It's several pages because I've noted some case law and stuff like that in it too.
That's a good thing.
Great.
Have anyone tried to do the trade acceptance already?
I sent some off, but I haven't heard anything.
To the creditors or to
the Federal Reserve.
Oh, to the Federal Reserve for reimbursement or for
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Patrick said he's not received anything, and he sent some heavy stuff in there.
I wonder if it makes any sense trying to contact the Federal Reserve on the phone.
Maybe.
Yeah, with them phones, they don't want to talk with phones. I mean, if we can be able to get there in person, they have no other way but to talk to you.
Right.
Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Steve.
Yeah.
Somebody's calling Steve.
Oh no, I guess Steve was saying he was on the line or something. He's announcing himself.
Are you guys just got started?
No.
Hey, is Gita on the line?
Hello?
Hello, is Gita on the line?
Yeah, this is Steve.
No, I said
No,
Gita.
Gita.
Gita. Oh, no,
Gita.
Gita. Oh, Gita.
She was a minute ago.
Oh, was he? What about Mary?
No, I'm here. I just had to mute myself out because I'm making a lot of noise. But what's up?
Oh, okay. Hello.
I sent out I sent out an IOU. I think Saturday or Monday. So I'm going to wait and see what's going to happen today. I sent out all the credit card bills that I've paid, and I did the format. But this letter is really cool. This last one, and I have to listen to what he was talking about. The letter connected to the back of the Social Security number. He said the F was foreign. That's interesting.
Right.
I never heard that before. And then, well, mine is a G, so maybe that means great. I have no idea. So we'll see.
Oh, but you said the F is foreign? Because I have an F on mine on the back of it.
He said it's for France.
Yeah,
right. Which is Atlanta, right?
But
you said for France?
Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's for Atlanta because that's what I have. That's my bank account for Atlanta.
Yeah, we got to listen to it again because I can't remember what he said in the beginning.
Well, he was saying that the F could also stand for foreign, or the letter could stand for foreign, and the F meaning France. And the other letters, or I guess, would be, with other countries.
Yeah, G for Germany.
I think he's stretching it. I'm going to tell him he's stretching it a little bit.
Well, that's how you find things, though. You stretch it and see what gives.
I know.
Oh, hey, is Mary on the line?
Question.
Here.
I have a question.
Yeah.
You sent your IOUs in? Who was the person that sent the IOUs in?
I sent in an IOU on Monday.
Okay,
I did too.
Did you send it? What do you say? Did you go to the Federal Reserve Bank, or how do you do it? And who you go talk to?
I didn't talk to anybody. I just sent it to the Federal Reserve Bank.
I mean, did you go into? What I'm asking you is, did you go into the bank, or did you mail it to them?
No, it's in Atlanta. I didn't go to Atlanta.
It has to
I'm in Florida.
Reserve Bank of that state,
because
right?
because here I live in California. There's a Federal Reserve Bank here in California. But did you just mail it there, or
San Francisco?
Well, I think you're all missing something. I think we declared, or Patrick kind of made it clear, that all paperwork goes to Cleveland. It was divided into three different areas for the different Federal Reserve banks. One would take the electronic, One would take the wires and the other would do the paperwork. Cleveland does all the paperwork. Now, has that changed? I don't think so.
So
wow.
we send the paperwork to Cleveland then, right?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Well, I sent it to Atlanta.
Right.
Because my understanding is I understand that we sent it to. We
try
doing
it to each different place until you find the right combination. Okay.
Okay, Master. Anybody want Cleveland's address? It's 1455 East 6th Street, zip 44101, 1387. That's 1455 East 6th Street, 44101, 1387.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, did you send it to whoever's the head of that Federal Reserve?
Who's the head? I did not pull his name out. I just put for the agent.
You don't need to send it to the head guy, okay? You're looking for the physical agents, the agents between the Federal Reserve Bank and the Treasury.
Right.
Okay?
Gotcha.
That's who you're really directing your stuff to.
I got to resend mine.
We could just make copies. I have copies of the ones I sent, so I'll just make a copy and send it to them too.
Yeah, and basically if we haven't heard anything out of these accounts, then basically there's something wrong, and basically we need to bring in the law enforcement agencies.
You're right.
And that's the FBI, the CID, and Interpol.
You can file a complaint with the FBI online.
Yeah.
Through their website.
Well, I think the FBI don't handle security. They handle other stuff.
Huh?
They sent me. I got a letter from the Inspector General. He said he don't have jurisdiction, but he forwarded my documents to the Social Security office in Baltimore. When I was calling.
No, that Social Security office is a total fictitious office.
Yes, it is. But
they're setting up fictitious accounts.
Right.
And basically they're operating in fraud.
Yes, they are. So what I just did, I got that letter that I have from them, but the Inspector General said he does not. They only handle things in-house stuff, but they don't handle it. He says it's out of his jurisdiction. He forwarded to the proper place. So I'm waiting for them to respond to that.
Yeah, and that's why you have to get these account numbers, like your driver's license and everything else, that they're utilizing. Okay, then you bring in the big three, the FBI, the Interpol, and because now you've got government agencies operating in fraud against the American citizens. That's the FBI. They're dodging taxes. That's the CID. And then Interpol, because they're operating in international bonds and accounts, especially if we find out that really that number on the back of the Social Security card is a foreign secret charitable trust.
So a charitable trust, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Charitable trust.
Okay, charitable
trust. In a charitable trust, a 501c3, then basically they don't have to pay taxes. So they set these things up as charitable trust right within the government, okay? And the courts are a lot the same way, but they're secret in their endeavor so that they're hiding the assets not only from us, the owner of the assets, but also from the law enforcement agencies under a fraud of being a charitable trust, all for their own benefit because they're the trustees and they can write out the damn checks out of the trust anytime they want to because they're the trustees. So they're getting the benefit.
Yeah, and they keep a slush fund also.
Huh?
They keep a slush fund. what they call a slush fund.
Oh, yeah, they've got slush funds too, okay?
Yep.
But the big fund is basically using the charitable trust, our accounts. Yeah, they don't want that trust fund or slush fund because basically that can be audited. They utilize the secret charitable trust with your driver's license, with your certificate of title to the vehicle, your mortgage numbers and everything else. That's what they're doing. And then hiding the assets away from us so that the payments don't go to us, and they can turn around and write out checks as they're the trustee anytime they want to for trustee services.
So Pat, so the only way we can get out of this is we have to revoke everything.
We have to do a dissolution, yeah, but we have to come in and claim that we are a resident American. Okay? We have to be seated in our office of authority. See, you can't have the authority of termination until you're in your office, until you're sitting down at the head of the table, your chair, your what the hell is the damn king sit in?
Throne.
Yeah, your throne, whatever you want to call it.
Your house.
So Pat, how does the 98 fit into this? That 98 number.
You forget the 98. I said that on the last couple of calls. We're doing away with all numbers, especially 9-digit numbers. We'll keep the checking account, the DD-214, and the certificate of live birth, but we're going to get rid of the fiction out there and the ties that they have by utilizing that Social Security number in the process. We will prevent the state from accessing that number any further. We dissolve, do a dissolution of the partnership with the state. Read the document. And then read the definitions.
Okay.
You will never understand it unless you do that. Anything else?
So when we send our IOUs in to this place in Cleveland, if they do not respond, then we take it to the next step.
I would start taking it to this step right now. Don't wait around. You can send your IOUs in, but don't expect anything out of them. If you get something out of them, you get something. But don't sit around waiting, because you're going to have to do this sooner or later.
Okay.
You get that document filled out, and then you also turn around and you file the charges, because they're criminals, so go ahead and file the charges with the CID, the Interpol, and the FBI.
Okay.
There isn't that much time left, okay?
Think maybe that's why they're giving us the runaround?
Well, in some cases, yeah. They're hoping you're just going to go away. But if you keep hanging around the door, sooner or later, somebody's going to try and go through the door, and basically you're going to be able to sneak right in behind them.
We're all trying to sneak in behind you.
You've got to do your own thing, okay?
Right.
And see, this is the thing is, basically, I'm too well marked that they've got their eyes out for me. So basically, it might be a little more advantageous for one of you guys to sneak in the back door.
So we need to keep coming after them from all directions.
Yeah, they keep trying to counter everything that I'm doing, and basically that might open up the door for you guys to sneak in the back door. That's why I was trying to get everybody to try and hammer this together.
We should all be blasting them like all on the same day.
Well, or same week or whatever. Okay. Well, go ahead and look over those stuff, read those definitions and everything, and start working on your documents. A letter to the Attorney Generals saying, hey, I'm fed up with this bullshit about your damn secret items, and basically I'm going to file charges if you don't release this assets. And then turn around and go ahead and file inspection charges with the FBI anyway.
So besides the Federal Reserve Bank, with the one that's possibly associated with the letter on the back of our Social Security card, and then Cleveland.
That's not.
Well, I know you said that it's foreign, and like the F would stand for France. But
yes.
There was 3 different Federal Reserve banks we were talking about sending them to. She mentioned Cleveland, and then I was just trying to find out what the other one was.
Your regional one, okay, that you're in, okay?
Okay.
What bank services Florida? What bank services California? What bank services Texas? Go to that bank.
Right.
On the document, one of those documents I put up there, I said, if this is not the correct place, you are to forward it to the correct office and then inform me of that office so that I can send all future items to that place.
Right.
Now, if that isn't plain enough, and if these guys can't read English, then something's fucking wrong in this fucking country.
Well, they don't follow orders very well.
And that's why we're probably going to have to get the enforcement agents in there underneath them, but we have to prove that we have a charge that they can work with. Yes, the name of that document that was out there was QSIP identifier numbers. and it's about 6 pages in length. And it gives you some explanations of how they set the QSIP numbering system up. And it was all done by this American Bankers Association. Now, they talk a lot about 8 digits, but they also talk about adding a 10th digit to the item, or a 9th digit to the item, to basically be a, what the hell they call it? A checking number or something like that, a verification number, I think is what they call the 9th number.
Yeah, just checksum. That's what it's
called.
A checksum.
Yeah.
You add up the numbers and take only the...
yeah, it's just something that basically, sort of like a ring-through number or whatever that basically pings the system and says, yes, this is an acceptable QSIP number.
Yeah, that's a standard way of assuring you have a valid document in computer terms, is that they generate some number that can only be gotten by processing the data a certain way.
Yeah, it's all bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
It's all fictitious.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. You guys take care. I'll talk to you later then sometime.
Okay. Thank you very much,
okay.
Patrick.
Thanks, Patrick.
Okay,
lot
bye.
to think about here.
Yeah.
Excuse me, can someone repeat that address again? Because I missed it. I'm missing numbers. Can someone repeat that again?
She said 11455 East 6th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, 44101-1387.
Okay,
11455 or 14555?
11455.
Okay,
No.
455. Okay. What was it? Just 6th Street?
It's East 6th.
That was 1455.
Yes.
Just one? Okay, I have 11.
No, there are only 4. 1455.
Okay.
And that's East 6th Street?
East 6th, correct.
Okay. And that's, what's the zip on that?
44101-1387.
Okay, so 4401. 01, okay. And
she said 44101.
44101.
Right.
It's on
dash 1387.
1387.
Right.
I thought I was low.
Hey, Giva, you still on the line?
Yeah. I was just thinking, I'm like, shit, I have to reprint all 13 pages and send it to Cleveland now because I didn't make a copy. So I have to redo everything. I know. Just made a copy of the head, like the Excel sheet with adds up everything. So
right.
I just have to redo.
Well, why don't you go ahead? If you're doing it to another district, Patrick said we need to hit them all.
Right. I'm going to do. I sent it to San Francisco, but now I'm going to send it to Cleveland. Is this Norge?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I'm going to send it to Cleveland once I get it all done this week. It's just it's tedious work, you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got it, but
so,
it's enjoyable.
Okay. My question is, he said send to the regional. I live in California, so there's a Federal Reserve Bank here in my area, and there's one in San Francisco. So do I send it there? Do I send one in San Francisco, or do I send one here in my area?
Go to your bank in your area and ask them what Federal Reserve Bank they use.
Okay, the regional, right?
All you have to do, just pull up the Federal Reserve Bank online, and it gives you where all the districts are.
Yep. And ours is in San Francisco for California.
Because there's one here. There's J.P. Morgan, Chase Bank.
No, that's not
the Federal Reserve Bank.
Yeah,
no, Federal Reserve Bank is in San Francisco.
Wait a minute. We're looking at Federal Reserve banks.
In San Francisco on Market Street.
Federal Reserve only.
Okay, Federal Reserve only. I got you. I understand now. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm going to send mine to my birth state and my region and Cleveland.
Well,
mine's all one and the same.
Yeah, so, you send it to your birth state. I'm going to send it to the birth state, the region, which is San Francisco, my birth state, which is Texas, and then I'm going to send it to Atlanta, which has the F on there.
So you're going to send it to three different places then, in other words.
Most definitely.
That makes sense, because my birth state is in Carolina, so I'm going to send it to Atlanta, and then I'm going to send it to here in San Francisco, and then I'm going to send it to the one in Cleveland as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Right.
There's a document, Federal Reserve routing numbers, which I believe has that list of all the Federal Reserve banks and the regions that they're in. And that's in both the American Estate Banking folder and the Private Homeland document folder.
Hey, Gita, you at home? Gita. Hello?
Yeah, I have to unmute myself. You got to give me a minute, man.
Oh, okay. All right, don't chew me out.
Snap to it. What's up?
I just want to know if you're at home. I was going to call you.
Yeah, no, I'm home. I'm just finishing up dinner, making dinner and stuff. But sure, you can call me later.
Okay, yeah, I'll call you later.
Okay. Who was the woman wanted me to post that declaration of fact in the Skype group?
That's me.
Might be Norge.
What's your name?
Miriam.
Oh, okay. Because I just wanted to make sure we were friends, because you won't be able to download it if we're not connected.
Okay. You know what? What's your Skype name?
Tawana Nunya.
Oh, Tawana Nunya.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Oh, that's
I think
a lot of fun. Tawana Nunya.
Yeah, I want
Tawana Nunya.
Okay. I have a question. If somebody can answer it. Okay, if I want to set off my mortgage, okay, how I know you can do your payments, but how would you set it off completely? Anybody know?
The way
I can tell you how I set mine off.
Okay. Tell me.
I let it go to foreclosure.
Okay.
What I did.
So I let it go to foreclosure. Then I challenged the validity of the case.
Now, I'm in a case where my house has already been foreclosed on. What I'm taking is the last payment order that I had, and I'm doing a trade acceptance on it to cancel that debt.
Okay, but what form would you use? Would you use Form 3 or Form 4?
Form 1.
Form 1.
Yep.
Form 1 is for bills and invoices. Oh, wait, no.
Okay.
Where was that list? Form 1 is for bills and invoices. Now, Form 2 is for bills we've paid, including list of receipts.
Okay.
So I'm going to do both 1 and 2. I'm going to cancel the debt, and then I'm going to go back for all the principal and interest I paid.
Okay.
Form 3 is for getting cash.
Okay.
And Form 4 is for $300 penalty.
Oh, okay. So I can use Form 1 to set it off, and then I can use Form 2 to get all the repayments that I made.
Yes.
Is that correct? Okay.
Correct.
Got it.
Now, once a year from the bank,
I just sent you a friend request.
I got it.
Okay, cool.
I already added. I'm looking for the document in my files now.
So it's not necessary to attach an OID with that one you want to get your money back?
Well, he said we're not doing OIDs anymore.
Oh, okay.
Once a year from the your mortgage bank, you get a statement saying how much principal and interest you paid in that year.
Right.
Okay, I think what's going to help here is that when we go into law enforcement agency, I think we're going to get better effect bombarding them than we are going to bombard the bank.
You were kind of echoing a little bit. Can you say that one more time?
Okay, well, I'll have to figure out who's I'm echoing. I think, Norge has open mic. I think we're going to get better results out of bombarding the law enforcement people than we are going to be out of bombarding the Federal Reserve Bank.
Right.
Because the Federal Reserve Bank, they can be annoying us by not responding. But if the FBI responds to sort of legitimate, several people. And I think this is important that we pretty much say the same thing, but we word it differently, so it doesn't look cookie cutter. Several different people are complaining about the same thing. This, in a way, this is our form of having our own grand jury, indicting somebody.
Okay, question again, Tom. On the one with the IOU acceptance, okay, it says payable to be set off by, did I put the name of the bank or the mortgage company there, or what?
On which one?
Okay, when it says...
I don't have it memorized.
Okay, what it says, it says FRB trade acceptance of IOU. We're going to accept it, right? And then it says, as commercial usage set off bill of exchange by the drawer. Then it has IOU accepted.
Drawer is the one who's sending the bill.
Okay, so I put that name of the company there?
Right. And on the very first page of the trade acceptances file, he has he's made his own bill for Dollar General receipt. Dollar General is at the top because that's who we're trying to get the money back from.
I see. I understand. Gotcha. Same thing with the receipts and payable to at who? Same companies. Same thing with the IOUs with those two as well.
Well, it's payable to you since you want to get the money back.
Well, because it says right here now for the receipts and reimbursement, it says payable at.
Well, at would be your bank with the routing number and account number. Or your address.
Oh, okay, I got you. Well, it says IOU accepted. But I'm kind of confused now. Limit now. Okay. Now I see IOU accepted, and this is for receipts reimbursement for the drawers commercial usage, and then it says payable at. That's for me, right? Or
yes.
Payable. Okay.
To go look at the ones that I filled out.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go over this and look over it again really good because it can get kind of confusing at times. Oh, I understand now. It clicked. I understand now. I got it. I understand. Okay. It says okay. I see the one where it says set off. Okay, I will accept it, and then payable set off. I saw that. Then it says payable at. It's going to be payable to me. Same thing for certificate reimbursement. I got it. I understand it. That makes sense.
Okay.
Aha moment, huh?
Yeah, I did. At first I didn't understand, but now I understand it now. It makes sense. And then on the back of one, when I see you, I do the same thing, right?
Let me see what
it's different.
Who's talking? Who's talking?
My name's Steve.
Steve, are you on the Skype group?
No, I'm not. Well, I'm not on the Skype group.
All right, because I was gonna. share mine with you when I do it. But
if I have an example, I know, but I understand this first page of it. I understand that the way the trade acceptance. Okay. I understand that. But when I get to the ICU, it's kind of confusing on that part.
Who was that, Gita?
Yeah, I'm eating dinner, so I'm muting myself.
Okay, if you put it on my Skype thing, I'll download it and email it to Steve.
Okay. Yes, please do. Yeah, give me an example so I can look at it and then I know.
And I'll download it to Steve on his. I'll send his email. Yeah.
I can email it to you.
Okay,
well, email it to me.
Okay, I'll give you my email. I'll give it to you right now.
I'm eating. I can't write now.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Well, just email it to me and I'll email it to Steve.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good dinner. Have a good dinner, Gita. I'll talk to you later on.
Is this Kevin?
Bye-bye.
Yes, Kevin.
Okay, yeah, Kevin, just email it to me, please.
Okay, I will.
I can just look at it, you know.
Okay, I will.
You have my email?
I have an email, Steve.
Okay, yes, please email it to me.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So.
I'm going.
All right.
Good night, guys.
I'll talk to you
later.
I'll call you later after dinner. I'll call you later after dinner, Gita. I got some good news for you.
Okay, so I'll be looking forward.
Let's terminate this so I can put the recording up for everybody.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
So Kevin, I'll be looking forward to your email then.
Okay, I'll email you.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Talk to you later.
Bye.